Hello, and welcome to Geology Talks with Josh. This week I would like to talk to you about a rock. This rock, and many like it. You see, these rocks are awesome because they came from a volcano. Volcanoes are just really cool. Where I conducted my research on these rocks is near the town of Telluride in southwest Colorado. Let's go ahead and take a look.
As you can see, Telluride is in the Four Corners region, right there in the very corner of southwest Colorado. The reason I chose Telluride is because it has a conglomerate called the Telluride conglomerate, which is essentially a big rock made up of lots of smaller rocks. Within these smaller rocks are included little volcanic clasts, which are really important to this study. Here's a picture of the outcrop itself. These volcanic clasts clearly must have come from a volcano at one point or another. The volcano erupted, the clasts were then preserved within the Telluride conglomerate later. Here's a picture coming up of the volcanic clasts within the Telluride conglomerate. As you can see, there's the two volcanic clasts.
It's been hypothesized that these volcanic clasts came from local volcanic centers in the area, namely the San Juan and Silverton calderas. That's where my research comes in, to figure out exactly how old these clasts are, how many are within the Telluride conglomerate, and to give them a very specific geologic rock name.
I did this through uranium-lead dating of zircon crystals within the volcanic rock samples. I then conducted clast counts on the Telluride conglomerate itself, counting all of the rocks within a 1.5 by 1.5 meter grid. There's a picture of me doing it. That particular grid had about 900 total samples. I then did geochemical analysis as well as petrographic microscope analysis on the rock samples to try to give it a very specific rock name.
So you're probably wondering, how can this be interesting at all? I mean, after all you're doing is looking at small rocks inside of a big rock and then trying to get an age. Well, the results were actually really fascinating.
The age of the volcanic rocks came back at about 66 million years old. This is really important. The clast counts showed the total volcanic rocks to non-volcanic rocks to be about 46%. The majority of the non-volcanic rocks were a very specific rock called quartzite. I decided to call the volcanic rocks dacite after the geochemical analysis and petrographic analysis data was processed. Remember that the volcanic rock samples came back at about 66 million years old. This eliminates the San Juan or the Silverton calderas as the origin from these rocks, because those calderas erupted about 28 million years ago.
So if the volcanic clasts didn't originate from the San Juan or the Silverton calderas, where did they originate from?
Well, here's where we have to start hypothesizing. Remember that the non-volcanic rocks within the point count grids were mostly quartzite. Well, we know where this quartzite originated from. It came from a little town northeast of Telluride called Ouray, as well as a mountain range called the Needle Mountains southeast of Telluride. Basically, we now need to start looking for evidence of volcanoes in both of these locations. The Needle Mountains really don't have any evidence of volcanoes at all, where Ouray does. So we hypothesize that the volcanic rocks must have come from Ouray.
To conclude our conversation, the Telluride conglomerate contains volcanic material that unveils a previously unknown volcanic event in southwest Colorado. The age of these clasts, which is about 66 million years old, places them in a geologic time period called the Laramide. Previously, it had been thought that these volcanic clasts originated from the San Juan or the Silverton calderas. But because these calderas are a lot younger than the volcanic clasts, this means that that's not at all the case. My research hypothesized that these clasts came from near Ouray, Colorado, which is just a little northeast of Telluride. I hope you enjoyed this week's Geology Talk with Josh. And until next time, goodbye.